Hapana, watu wa Ukambani. President anawauliza mmeamua aje, mnasema one term.
Arambe. Ati Machakos mnasemaje? Ati Masako mnasemaje? Na Ukambani mnasemaje? Wasema tutan. Na huyu kale. Huyu kale kwetu ni nini? Wape tutam ya kale nione. Sawa. Basi. Kwa sababu viongozi ni wengi. Wacha nichukue nafasi.
Yaani Wakamba wamekashirika mbaya sana, mpaka hata kwa Machakos wamejaa mbaya sana. Yaani mambo ni one time. Hapa Machakos mnasemaje one time kwa neno tu moja? Kalonzo hana akili. Ona.
Arambe. Ati Machakos mnasemaje? Ati Masako mnasemaje? Na Ukambani mnasemaje? Wasema tutan. Na huyu kale. Huyu kale kwetu ni nini? Wape tutam ya kale nione. Sawa. Basi. Kwa sababu viongozi ni wengi. Wacha
watu wa Ukambani, watindata nesa. Watu nawaambia ni kulunze ni huko Ukambani. Ukambani wameamua wanaenda na Ruto. One term kijiti. Hapo Ruto amepayuka. Watu Ukambani mnasemaje? Wao wanasema one term. Hawataki kujua face to face, tunakuambia uso kwa uso. One term. Watu Ukambani nyinyi sasa ndio mnawekwa pale mbele forefront. Nyinyi ndio mnakaa pale mbele kutu represent saizi. Sisi wengine tuko nyuma yenu. One term kijiti. Saizi mali alienda alikuwa anajiuliza, hey, my friend, watu wa Ukambani ni kama mumeamua hata ni kama hata maliza na wenyewe mnaona. Si ndio? Juzi mwingine ametoka tu kusema hata amjui, hata hajai muona. Nyinyi mmeamua ni one term.
Good morning. Did you see what William Ruto is doing in Ukambani? He's somehow in a tour of Ukambani trying to say that he will make the Kambas move out of opposition. But more importantly, did you see how people are reacting to that? Because we have one or two ways. And the first way is the one I want to talk about. Then go to the second one and finish up with my submissions that I've made about William Ruto. The first one that came to my attention was here on TikTok, where the lady said she doesn't know him, she doesn't know him. I'm Jewy, because this is a whole president coming to launch like a barabara kama hii na inaitwaje? Saa hizi ndio barabara zinakuanga kukinyesha under bridge or something. But she's being gaslit in public by himself and other people to acknowledge him, even if she doesn't acknowledge him. So first, I'm going to talk to the people who are in faith. Then I'll talk to myself as somebody who is not religious and how I handle that. Number one, people who I know for a fact, at least more than 25% of Kenyans don't watch William Ruto. They cannot stand him. I am one of those people. I have never watched him actually since forever. But since he became president, many people don't, because they sense a huge revulsion and a sense of betrayal by his very presence, his very nature. That's a fact. I've seen a lot of people acknowledge that. Like you can't watch his speech full time. That is true. If you're one of those people, please comment here so that people can actually see it's true. If you are able to stand him from A to Z and his speeches, let me know. I'd like to know how you do it. But if you are not also, please let today that be the comment. Now, going forward, that lady, when she did not acknowledge him, the comments from one of the TikToker who said it's like people have mental illness. And I was thinking, no, we don't. Huh? No, we don't. I literally told you, I think it was 4 weeks ago, when I was trying to say how to deal with this person, is don't hate him and don't love him. Because when you hate somebody, you keep talking about them as much or even more, and they occupy your time as much or even more than when you love them. The cure, if you want to make sure that 2027 happens, that it's one term, is indifference, it's ignorance, it's not acknowledging, it's not giving him oxygen to exist. Because a politician who doesn't who has led to the mismanagement of this country, any politician whatsoever, even the ones you like, what gives them cure, what gives them life, what makes them exist is your attention, negative or positive. That is why I don't even talk about him. I have talked about him to analyze him and place him in the box where he belongs, which is the box of ignore this one, dangerous, do not open until the day you have to unseal that button. Neri, come. Kuna matope. Oda. Kuja nikubebe to jump matope. So, you acknowledge him, you close that box, you open it in 2027 to throw it away. To throw that vote, not throw it, sorry, to vote him home. So that he goes back to Sugoi. Because even he asked, where do I go? Kama amnitaki. But right now, by acting like you want him, then he feels and he feeds off that. Then he will use that because he has people, he has money, he has power, he has the media control. He'll keep using those as case studies and you'll start getting more and more vulnerable until you come maybe even to accept him. That's what he's doing. So the Kambas who have been indifferent, marvelously so, because he tried that with the churches, that became a thing. And he said, we are in opposition, that's why we are not getting development. And I think Kambas said it, well, like, yeah, your development, so, because if development ni kuleta barabara hatutaki, yeah, some might like it, but like I even explained to you the other day, this week when I was talking about Mutula Kilonzo Jr. and even the highway, now he would have been there to deal with the highway and to tell them, as he should, that this highway is here to serve Kenyans, and then it can serve you if you turn it into a tool of production. And actually that would be a good education. But that's not what was there. He wanted to be seen like he's working. So that abusive relationship, marriage that we are in, that I described yesterday, please have a look at that, is literally what you're experiencing. That if you don't believe this person is good, they'll go and talk to your relatives, make everybody else now start gaslighting you to tell you, you are doing wrong, you should have accepted money, this would have changed your life. That's what they're saying. That's what a lot of people hear online. And these are one-time people. Because what I did was I did literal online stalking. As this person said that, what have they been posting? They've been posting one time. They've been posting Githinji. And then suddenly they are saying, this lady's life could have been changed for the better. You people. If that is how we change people's lives, money, apana. If I die and I have no wealth or no property, even if what happens, you'll be buried. You'll be buried. There is a program of which our taxes has gone into, where they'll take your body and put it in a pine box somewhere and you get buried. Like I say, that is like why people sometimes say they are doing this so they can have a way to be buried and they are gone. But you'll be gone. Right now we could be walking under graveyards. We don't know. So if that is the fear you have, if it is just that this money will make your life better for a couple of days or years, I don't know how much it gives people, then you're so fucked. Because at the cost of that one lady benefiting, it's the cost of maybe a whole community losing its school, its education, and that is 1,000 or 2,000 or even 5,000 people who are going to lose out because of her. Is that the burden you want to enforce on her? Directly and indirectly. It doesn't have to be direct. She doesn't even have to know. She could even be innocent. But if you are here to say that you want one term, you don't get one term by fawning over the president or any other leader that you disagree with right now. It doesn't have to be him. It has to be the rest. In other words, deprive them of the oxygen of your attention. Be indifferent to them. Otherwise, you're going to feed, and they're going to feed into that energy of, and I'm not being spiritual here, I'm just saying that energy of your presence when you go to their rallies. Even there, I saw the rallies had people. Sure, I know they take the shots to show there are a lot of people, but there are a lot of people. Because if you go to any market, and especially go on a market day, because these things are choreographed, you'll see people. And so he's like, mimi siko peke yangu, I can still attract a crowd. Why? I know people are being paid. So the other thing is now to enforce it. Because there's the other lady who came and said, stop calling us opposition. You are the president. Once you're elected, The law says, of course, like I said yesterday, the law is an ass. It will serve you as much as it is screwing you. So you are the president. Stop telling people that and do your job. So if somebody is already insulting, it's called negging. I come and tell you, oh, you are so ugly, you could be beautiful. They just want your attention and they want your ire and your emotion. Like I said, very little difference between love and hate. So if he's calling you opposition, then don't go. Because he's not recognized, he's a stepfather, not even a stepfather. Baba Wakanda, ule hako hapo labda, he's there to collect your check, like maybe the money you are given because you're an orphan, because he still benefits off that money, but you've gotten nothing out of it. So why are you giving him that presence? Don't give him that presence. Don't acknowledge him. He has refused to acknowledge that he's the president because he's already calling you the stepchild of Kenya. So why are we acknowledging him? Come on, but he's the stepfather. So when he comes, he should realize he doesn't have full rights there to do what he's doing. And part of that is not even giving him your attention. That's it. But if finally, the other comments that I saw from people were those people who were amazed by it. And I'm glad some people recognized that this is the way to go when you don't like somebody. And the way to go is to simply just say no. No. By the way, I know people say, the girl said no and I didn't listen, but you keep saying no. Even later after you are screwed up, after you have been defiled, you will remain that you said no. And he will know that he said no. He may never acknowledge it, but he'll know he said no. And I know sometimes in their heads, they never acknowledge it, but they know. And sometimes the no feeds them. That is why, for this, where there is not that much direct physical contact with him, then it's no. It's no. Otherwise, you are not going to wake up magically, you guys, in 2027, and you are hating him, and you're not giving him your attention. If you want to make sure 2027 happens and Ruto is not president, you must ignore him today, not tomorrow. So this is the end of the oxygen that this person is worth